Hi boys and girls, I have your reading comprehension lesson for today. We had been learning about weather, and now we're going to move on to something different this week, and we're going to talk about the seasons. There's 4 seasons of the year, and right now we're in the season of spring. So that's the first season. That's what we're going to think about today is spring. I have a book called The Reasons for the Seasons by Gail Gibbons. This is some informational text. It's going to give us real information about a person, a place, or a thing. The thing of which today that we're going to get the information about is spring. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read the parts about spring to you. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. These are the 4 seasons of the year. The sun warms the surface of the earth, the planet we live on. The tilt of the earth in relation to the sun changes throughout the year. This is what makes the seasons. Each season lasts about 3 months. 4 seasons make a year. That's how long it takes for the earth to revolve or to move to make one trip around the sun. As Earth circles the sun, different parts of the earth are closer to the sun than others. This affects the amount of light and heat they receive. In the northern hemisphere, spring begins about March 21st, and that was a few weeks ago. This is the season when more sunshine causes cooler air to be replaced by warmer air. The first day of spring is called the spring equinox. When spring begins in the northern hemisphere, Earth has moved along its path so that the sun is directly opposite the equator. On this day, daylight and darkness are the same length of time over the entire Earth. Spring is the season when some birds that have been away for the winter return again. This is called migration. Some whales migrate too. Some animals that slept all winter wake up and look for food. Spring winds are good for kite flying. It is the season when everything seems to come alive again. Trees grow new leaves and flowers bloom. Some crops are planted. Slowly, the days in the northern hemisphere become longer because that part of the earth is tilted more toward the sun. We see the sun higher in the sky. More direct sunlight reaches the ground for longer periods of time. I have another short text that I'm going to read to you called Spring is Here by Heidi Pross Gray. Spring is here. When little furry animals yawn and stretch, then come out to play after their long winter nap, spring is here. That means their hibernation is over. When bright green leaves fill the branches and birds migrate home, ready to nest, spring is here. Okay. When the robin's crisp blue eggs wiggle, then twitch and hatch, spring is here. When the fields burst into color, a fragrant rainbow of wildflowers waving as the wind skips by, spring is here. When the soil is fluffed, sprinkled with water and seeds, and renews the season's bounty, spring is here. When seeds sprout a root, slowly poke above the ground and reach towards the sun with their new leaves, spring is here. When gentle rain waters the parched earth, bringing life to a sleeping world, spring is here. When rain boots and an umbrella are your only protection for a daring puddle-jumping feet, spring is here. When low creeping plants burst with the reddest, ripest, juiciest strawberries, spring is here. When baskets overflow, ready for a picnic in the park, spring is here. When the curious warm sun speaks from behind the clouds, calling you to come out and play, spring is here. When the blustery wind blows, the trees bend, and the hibernating kite wishes to fly, spring is here. When the sun warms the earth, waking nature from its winter slumber, and invites joyful laughter, bringing friends and family together, spring is here. And that's the end of that story. Now, what I want you to do today is I want you to just get a piece of paper. I have a blank piece of paper here, and I want you to draw a circle on it. I'm going to draw a big circle on it, like that. It's going to be my thinking map. And then I'm going to take my pen, and I'm going to write the word in the middle, spring. And I'm going to put a circle around it. And this is my thinking map. What is this called? Yep, it's a thinking map. And I want you to, in your thinking map, draw things that happen in the springtime. Think about what you heard in the 2 books that I read to you. Think about what you've been seeing outside too in the past few weeks that it's been springtime. I want you to draw me pictures in your thinking map about what happens in the springtime, okay? I can't wait to see your work. Have your mom or dad, someone at home, snap a picture of it and post it for me in the comments below, all right? Thank you.